Hello. Hi, this is like I wanted just to talk here a little bit because it's been, I don't know how you feel these days, but it's been like, for me, it's been like a confronting time and like a feeling like I got out of um, like a security zone, something like that. Look, my hands are all, I was painting. I'm going to show you what I was doing. But so I feel like a bit not protected somehow. So I have felt anxiety. So, and it's not necessarily bad that I'm kind of going out of something that I was used to into something new. So it's normal to feel, you know, not protected from the nest, let's say. And yeah, like anxious. So I had these old pictures of my family. I found, when my mom died, I found like a box of lots of old pictures. So I kept them, and I was like, I didn't know what to do with them. I know I wanted like to do like to put them like in a proper place. I was thinking of putting them on a mirror so I can look at me while looking at them, something like that. But then one day, let me just show you this one because I think this one would make a perfect 6 of coins. Look, isn't it beautiful? So, okay, the other day I read a book. I got this book. This is not good. This book from my parents' house. So we used to read this book, and it has beautiful illustrations. And I was reading one of the stories. Look, one of the stories, and the story was like written in such a strange way that I thought, no, I want to make it something new. So it was, like an impulse. So I started doing all this painting on the pages, like transforming the book and putting the pictures. So I have a lot more pictures, but I started doing this. So I'm having a lot of, it's been like, I feel like I'm releasing something while doing this, like something that I carry with these pictures gets out and transformed here. So it's been, I'm really having like a good time doing it, and I let myself go. I don't think about, oh, I'm gonna do this pretty, like I thought I was going to with these pictures. But so far I've done these, and like that, like giving myself permission to just to mess it up, to whatever, not such in a reverent way that I thought I was going to do it with these pictures, like holy, like they're holy. And I think it's been super liberating for me to do this with them. So yeah, and also, I don't know, I've been feeling this confusion, sadness of this newish thing that I don't know what it is yet, and I want to know what it is and how, I want signs, and I want to know it all. So the other day, a friend gave me a copy of The Light Years, a mini, and I have already one. I have already my own copy of The Light Years, the mini. So I thought, and this one had like a different cardstock that I didn't particularly, I prefer the other one. So I thought, okay, I'm gonna do that project of, that thing of putting the contact paper on, and I really loved it. I put this, now I realize the camera is a bit far away because I'm on the floor. So look, so I really love the way it came out. So this has given me, I've been, since I love this deck. I use it, like I do readings with it. It's great. and I use it for myself too. But since I've done this thing with the contact paper with this deck that I was not using at all, I've been having it in my hands and just going through the cards, you know, going back and forth, because, you know, it does a lot to them, right? It gives them, look, the devil in the Light Years Tarot by Chris Ann. So I'm really happy with it, and it gives me something like along the lines of, you know, peace and calm. I feel it's calming for me just to have it in my hands and go through it with this contact paper. I don't know what it is, but I've been, you know, I've been like just doing like this, you know, going through it, feeling it, you know, the feel. Look at the Death card with this. It's amazing. And I kind of was like brave to, you know, kind of risk it, because I have the big one, the regular size one, and the mini. So this was like an extra. So I felt like, yeah, I'm gonna try it on this one, and I'm loving it. I have it like, I love it. You know, I still feel it's a bit rough on the edges from the paper, from the contact paper. But yeah, look, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. It soothes me. It's been so soothing. So soothing. Look, the Moon card. Yeah. I've been super, super loving having it in my hands and going through it and just having it here with me. So that's that one. And okay, so this is the continuation. It's a little bit, I mean, it's a little bit messy today, but I'm fine with messy today. So I'm gonna show you, take this out. I'm gonna show you this combination of the Oracle of Pluto, which is written by Aubrey Houtshale and illustrated by Rose Ives, and the Penumbra Tarot with Aries Elizabeth, created by Aries Elizabeth and by Ethony. And this kind of weirdness, sadness that I haven't, you know, I cannot put a name to it, or what's following or what's next. And, you know, the combination of decks and images that come through with this beautiful artwork have been giving me really something that I cannot express, you know, with words. It's kind of an intuition, like a connection, you know, I can find things that resonate in the images, but it's more than that. So for example, this deck, it comes, it's like hands that project shadows, and the shadows become animals. So you have to go into the guidebook and look for the meaning, which is great. It's a great guidebook. But just the tones and the colors and the, you know, like the depth that you can go in the card, combined with the Penumbra Tarot, it cheers me up. And more than cheer me up, it gives me like, you know, you don't have to understand everything. You know, not everything is for you to know right now as in a very like rational way. You know, look, this for me is like talking, you know, it's like a movement of things. It's something is moving. There's nothing static. There's a progression. There's like a possibility to inhabit the space you're in right now without having to know what comes, you know, without having to control, basically, and knowing everything, and just accepting these liminal spaces. This deck is evoke the liminal space, and the Oracle of Pluto, 58 card exploration of the undiscovered self. So I'm feeling very much like that right now. You know, all the things that are happening in the world, I'm thinking about, you know, young people, you know, like I'm 58. So I had, you know, this amazing luck for belonging to the Generation X. But I'm seeing, like, you know, my son and my nieces, and, you know, I feel for them, because it's so, sometimes it feels like, I feel so like the despair of all the things happening, and I feel for them, you know, so I feel sad. So this sadness, these images give me, hold me in my sadness, hold me in my uncertainty. You know, there's all these that I can't grasp and understand, and also it's true, you know, things, there's lots of things happening in the world right now. But look, snail. I want to read from if I can find the guidebook. The guidebook, it's beautiful. I like it. This deck is dedicated to anyone who has dared to traverse their inner landscape and unearth the power that lay dormant there. So you have to look for the, you know, you have to look here for the, because these don't have numbers. So you have to go here. I might do some writing on it later, but I love it so much. So it's 62. So you go to 62, and it says snail, meaning slow but steady progress, the right path. The adorable snail chugs along a glacial pace, at a glacial pace. Not known for making fast movements, they can move so slowly, it often appears they're scarcely moving at all. However, just like the turtle, always seems to get where it's going. To pull the steadfast snail is a signal you're in alignment with the universe, walking the best path for you, even if it feels like you're standing still. And then it says, you know, a little bit more, life has a funny way of testing us. You find yourself in the not all portion of the test. So it helps you, you know, it's on point. And then it says, further reflection, in astrology, Saturn is a heavy planet that teaches us about hard work, responsibility, and limitations. These are lessons that require a certain maturity and experience before we can fully appreciate their value. The energy of the snail card is very Saturnian in this sense. Though we may feel like nothing is happening, the slow season of time nevertheless allows us to cultivate a bigger, sweeter reward in the end. So I haven't read this card, but, you know, it's just what I'm feeling now, what I'm talking about. But so then I can, you know, stop and read some and check the other cards, how they look at each other, how they talk. And also just to allow the images to soothe me, because that's what I'm feeling, you know. I'm in need of soothing anxiety, you know, that for not knowing, because, you know, it's disheartening, a lot of the things that are happening. So I find a lot of help and solace in my decks and in art, you know. I can just be doing this, just doing and feeling the cards and looking at this amazing combination and enjoying the colors and what's coming through and what's communicating, the motion, the animal, the hand, the shadow. I think it's a beautiful, beautiful mix, these two. House cat, 2 of Pentacles, which is very This Two of Pentacles is very like, yeah, cat energy. And the Throne of Swords. Elephant. I think it's just like such a gift to be able to go through these cards, through this artwork, in these moments of uncertainty. When you need hugs, and you might be, you know, I'm not, right now I'm feeling like this, and I'm here in my house, so this is so helping, so soothing, so beautiful. I wanted to share that. So I'm going to stop now this one. I'm going to connect it to another one that I want to show you, but I'm going to stop the recording and edit it later. Okay, so this is the other, oh, let me just move this. This is the other combination I wanted to share. So I pulled this one from the Hecate Path that I've shared before too. So I pulled this one, and it's unlocking. Okay, so it talks about how Hecate can open and also keep doors closed if that's good for you. So it's this thing of moving through the doors, and she has the keys. And it tells you, you have the keys. No, you can open doors, and she can also help you to be safe. And this one is the Herbal Healing deck, which I find it's great, and the book is great. And I also talked about it the other day in my video. And it is divided in roots, herbs, flowers, and trees. I love it. Illustrated by Ashley Verkamp, and is written by Sarah Baldwin. And they're like it's great, very shamanic. And the cards are very evocative and communicative. Yeah, it's very good. And so I paired it with this one, and it's Brujas Rebeldes, Rebel Witches tarot deck that I wanted to buy for a while, but it went into a discount, so I went and got it. Great, beautiful deck. So they have this card stock that is shiny, so I like to put the shiny ones together, the shiny card stock. So I was doing this, and I just loved this, what it told me, right? And here the King of Cups is David Bowie, and the card at the center was Butterfly Weed for its transformation, and the Ace of Spades. So it gave me, like, chill out. So you're in transformation. You don't know yet what all this emotion, what it's, it's like a field, like a full field of emotion. I'm transforming, and it's it's something starting also, something dying, something started, something starting, and I don't know yet what it is, and something's gonna open at its time. So I want to show that, but also more, because I think they look amazingly beautiful together. Look, ginkgo, patience, with the page of knives, of swords, and the Two of Wands. Persistence. Ten of Pentacles, Nine of Cups, abundance, the Magician, and the Nine of Pentacles. It's very, this combination I feel is cheerful and magic. You know, it's very witchy like the energy. I can feel, you know, the energy moving. So that's also great, because sometimes when we feel, you know, sadness or worry or despair or, you know, disheartened, sometimes it seems like energy is stuck, and a day feels like a long time. So all this procession is like a great, amazing thing for my body-wise, to go through this and watch all of this movement and all this procession and this communication and these solutions that the cards offer, like in a very, you know, can be rational way, but also in a subconscious way, in a way that I don't even have to put words to. It tells me things, it soothes me. It's amazing, tarot and you know, decks, image work, because it's artwork. It's amazing what it does to you. I really think it's, you know, when I feel sad, like I was feeling sad last night, and today I'm feeling like, you know, like crying or like that, I really think art is the thing that can save me, save us all. Connect with art, create stories with that, create your art, whatever it is, writing, you know, create. We are creative by nature. We are creative. We're like plants, you know, we create, communicate. We connect to the earth and produce flowers. And then we have to, you know, take weeds out. And all this is, you know, it's reflected in our life, in our relationships, in our beginnings. This Three of Swords has pens. So yeah, the Three of Swords is, you know, it's interesting because, yeah, it's like when the seed breaks, it breaks, but it hurts. You know, it's a moment of hurt, and you don't know what's happening, but it's a moment to just, yeah, it's that moment when it's breaking, you know, it's breaking. And the option of the pens, I like it a lot, because it's like, for me, it's giving me a way to be with the pain and go through it with writing or painting or creating. Like this is like a pause, right? And it's a moment. And sometimes, you know, I want to go quickly through that moment because it hurts. Who wants to stay willingly there? No one. But this opens up the possibility of, okay, I'm gonna be there. Celebration, you know. Just, it doesn't mean that I'm gonna, celebration doesn't necessarily means in this context that I'm gonna make a party, but I'm gonna acknowledge. And this is the Fool card. with this witch flying. You know, it's something will, something's moving, something's, you know, things are reorganizing. I'm reorganizing, and something that I don't know yet what it is will be born. Is or has already been, is already being born, and I just don't know it yet. Like when you have a kid, when you have a child, you don't know your child at the instant it's born. No, it's like a labor of love. I feel like that right now. So, well, yeah, I just wanted to share this in case someone is, you know, feeling this kind of anxiety, sadness, and just to be here and share with you these beauties, and hope that you feel accompanied by this video and this beautiful art. Thank you.